Hello and welcome to Ndye Taal. On the show today, I have an amazing Gambian author, Aisha Jawara. We're going to go for a short break. When we come back, you're going to meet her. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited for you to meet this amazing girl, Aisha Jawara, of course. Oh my God, I'm so starstruck right now. I don't even know what to do or what to say. First of all, you are so beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for meeting me.
Thanks for meeting you too.
It's amazing.
I mean, thanks for meeting me.
You're welcome. No, I should thank you.
Okay.
You're the busy one. Having lots of things going on right now. Like, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm
Coming
so
from you,
proud of
it's totally a compliment. Thanks a lot.
You make me blush.
Okay.
Who is Aisha?
All right, I'm Aisha Jawara, staying in Kanifing South. My people are from Basse, Kumbija, typical Sarahule, so Ninkego, and I'm a banker. Apart from that, I'm also a writer.
Oh my God, you got it all.
Yeah.
That part was very interesting. You seem to know a lot about where you come from. Tell me more about that.
Well, my mom and dad are basically from Kumbija. It's a small village after Basse, okay, but we're based here in the Combos, kind of in South specifically, and I've been there most of my life. I can see I started writing while I was there, so.
We're in Kanifing?
Kanifing South, yes.
Wow, so you're a Combo girl.
Yes.
You've been to your native place before? You've never been? Are you like me? You've never been?
I've been to different places. I've been to my native place, obviously. I've been there. There was no way I could be this old and not never be there. Yeah.
Trust me, a lot of people haven't been to
it wasn't easy for me to go myself. Like, there are countless times my father would tell me, no, it's not gonna happen. But there was a time when I was old. And
well, kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah.
Being how amazing you are, you must have gone to school of words. I mean, girl, to write a book.
Okay.
A lot of people cannot do this. Tell me about your education background. What school did you go to?
I basically studied here. Okay, maybe I started a little in Ivory Coast, but then I did my study here, most of it, Arabic and English. Went to St. Teresa's for primary and junior school, then to Ndye for high school.
Wow.
Then I did some course here, then I had to travel to Nigeria for some script writing and 3D animation. I ended up in Ghana to finish that course. And then to Niger, I traveled a lot for studying and working at the same time because I was doing both. I was working to pay for my schooling. So I'm back here again to work. I'm a banker now.
Wow. So you have it going on for you. And
yes.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
Thank
that you go in search for knowledge and to build yourself up as a woman. I think that's very important, especially women of like this time and era. You know, there's no reason why you cannot have it all. So you mentioned banking. You work as a banker as well.
Yes.
How do you do all of this? Oh my God, like, how do you do all of this?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Banking has been something I did since right after high school.
Oh.
Say you see your elder sister or brother working from the bank, every time you admire and you tell yourself, I'm going to try doing this one day. Writing was something I loved doing, but banking was something I saw my brother do, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this, doing myself.
I'm sure your brother is so proud of you.
Yeah, he's currently studying. Yes, he's massively proud. You need to check out for social media for his statements. Crazy, crazy.
Like, he's like your biggest fan.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask a very important question. How did this fairy tale start? How did this all start? Like, I think it's very interesting that people want to know this.
Yeah.
How did this all start? Was it a dream? Was it like, what was it?
It was, wow. I was basically writing since I was a kid. Like, I find people reading and understanding each other through writing very fascinating.
Yeah.
So I'd always write down stories that I hear my grandpa says, or like if I go to Dara and hear the people talk about the prophets, their stories are usually very interesting to me. So I'd write it down so I won't forget. But then to write my own story, that was when I read Narnia by C.S. Lewis. Narnia.
I love the Chronicles of Narnia.
I know. I grew up reading that book.
Me too.
Whenever they talk about it, I just smile because that book brought me here today to where I am. It inspired me to tell myself, hey.
It's by C.J. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis.
Yes.
You know, it was an amazing. Like now when I think about the experience, when I first saw the book, I dramatized the whole thing. Like there was a light that was literally telling me, go take that book from the library and read it. Because of how fascinating and how great it made me feel then.
It's so interesting because the first time I ever picked that book was such a crazy story because I went to a dentist to have my tooth uprooted. I'm sorry, I know this is so disgusting, but I went to do that and I found the book and I was in such misery, but it's one of those books, it just grabs you.
Exactly.
And I read it and seriously, I just forgot my pain until he actually uprooted my tooth. Wow. And I just fell out of the fairy tale. So I know why you would love that. And that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Gambia, I'm sure you will see why everybody is such in love with her, because she's amazing and she has a great sense of humor. So we're gonna go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll chat more to Aisha Jawara. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. And now we're going to get to the part where I called Let's Open Up.
Okay.
And of course, we're here because of these amazing books.
Okay.
So I want us to talk about them. I want you to tell me about, first of all, I know the background of how everything started. Obviously, they're amazing stories. I managed to flick a few pages and I can't wait to just read all of it. I'm sure these are my copies.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to know about The Last Custodian, the oath must be fulfilled as promised, and the oath fulfilled.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Last Custodian is like a typical Gambian high school kid school. Like when you're in school, all the challenges you had to go through, high schooling, overbearing, all the insecurities. But add magic to that, all the kids with extra supernatural talents, and then they are living their life, having to live a normal high school life, and then having to gobble it up with this magical talent that they have. Last Custodian is basically about that. These 8 kids that come together to fight one big wicked witch.
Wow.
But then the oath is like the oath. It's like a promise.
I love the cover, by the way. She's so pretty. Is that
Thank you? Whoa. Maybe I'm so good at this. I would wish to look like that. Okay. The oath is generally about a promise a king made to his slave regarding removing him from slavery.
Don't give too much. They need to buy the book, okay? Remember that, please.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Just like a little gist, okay?
Just a little taste.
Yeah. Okay. Say there's a king that stood on a spirit. The spirit demanded for blood, and there was no one willing to sacrifice except this slave, Ture. He comes in, says yes, he's willing to sacrifice himself on condition the king promises to remove his family from slavery.
Wow.
Okay? So the king promises, but not at that time, because that's like a taboo, illegal. It's impossible for a king to marry a slave. You can either be his concubine, but never ever his queen. So that promise was taken with him saying maybe in 7 generation time, because he was very sure that was not going to happen during his time.
Okay.
So, but he goes and then he changes the oath, thinking that everything is fine. Like maybe he upgraded the slave status to a royal slave.
Right.
He says, that's okay, I'm a king, I can do that. But then before he dies, he sees the slave, and the slave says, see the spirit that was there? I made the spirit a witness to the oath. And this spirit will see to it that the oath is fulfilled as promised.
Okay.
So I can't be at peace unless you remove my clan and my family from this slavery, like you promised.
That's deep.
Yes. That's basically it. So this story is about that whole 7 generation, and finally the prince that is supposed to marry the queen, the slave queen, and all the trouble she goes through. That's the part 1. And the part 2 is like it finally being fulfilled, just as promised.
Right.
Yeah. Lots of suspense, thrills, and
so it
all
ends
that.
with a bang.
Yes.
Like a bang,
A
bang.
big bang.
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
like that. Guys, go and get this and read it. I think it's very interesting. And it's very historical. I think its culture is African, but it's Gambian. We had a chat about it, and I'm sure it means a lot to you.
It is.
So the launching, it was such a grand success. You had a great turnout. How did that make you feel?
Are you kidding me? I felt like I was on cloud 9. It was the best girl in the world. Like I was the happiest girl at that moment. The turnout was amazing, and the event was successful. That alone was very, very like happy. It made me so happy. I don't know how to express myself. It's like there are no words to express how I felt that day. So I would like just want to thank the people. I know it's too soon, but I'm really grateful for my friends. Thank God for my friends, right?
Yeah,
included. I hope we're friends now.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, we are.
Okay, cool.
We are. That's amazing, because I saw pictures and I saw you had a great turnout. There were Gambian personalities and you know, people came to support you. I'm sure family, friends, and I saw food. Like, you had it well organized. I think people need to be doing these things.
Yes.
To have their products and their services and things that are out there. We don't have enough of this.
No, we certainly
So yeah, you need to encourage and do more of these things for people to have things to go and see and, you know, support our own. Like, why not, you know?
Exactly.
Why not? So talking about the books, like, how can someone buy them or order them? Is there a store or is there an online platform?
Yeah, like when I was launching this book, The Oath, the first one, I was able to finally open like a website. I was able to get a website, create a website for me, and then start selling online actually. So it's now possible for you to get like order. You can pre-order right now from any part in the world. You can pre-order for like, you just go to www.ajfables.com and then you can see all the options where you can go and shop to buy the book, and then it will come find you wherever you are.
See, I like what you're doing because you're well organized. It's obvious that a lot of thought went to this process. So, do you have a store here in Gambia though, where people can go and buy?
Yes,
I think a lot of people here will want to know where they can just go and grab and go. Like, you know,
it's a Timbuktu, famous Timbuktu. They have bookstore for everything. I mean, they are literally very nice to writers. They're looking forward to seeing writers come with books, because the kind of warm welcome I get from them, I always want to take my book to them.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's a Timbuktu, and in case you are like interested in getting it, say from me, you can just come by my office in Mega Bank, Banjo.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to have loads of people now wanting to come and meet you.
Yeah.
To go get the book from you. Why not buy a beautiful book from a beautiful girl?
Oh,
I would buy
awesome.
it. We're going to go for another break. When we come back, we'll talk to Aisha more. Stay tuned. I'm sure you have a lot of people that you look up to, or that you've looked up to, or that you will continue to look up to. Who are these people?
Well, they're countless, like you said. I have one that helped me when I was like, say, 16, when I was writing one of my stories and I didn't have a laptop left. I'd seen the kind of work he does. He's still working with you, by the way. And this guy was there to give me a laptop. Just a common, like a normal stranger you see on the street that's trying to type, and he's like, just take this one, take it home and write. Okay, write as much as you want. Because every time I would leave my house to Lend a Hand Society, I was a member, to go there and write, look for Computer to Life. And then there was my mother. She's always there to listen to my stories when I'm like back in the house, excited because of some of the things I saw on the street. And I'm like, hey, I have a story to tell. She's always happy to listen. And she's like, I don't know how you do this, but it's always very nice to listen to you tell me these stories, you know? And like my family, my siblings, they would make me finish my story because I'm excited. I talk about stories and then they want to know how it ends. So I have to sit down and think it through and tell them how it really ends. So I have all these people as my role models in the house, in my family. Lamin Kamara is almost like my family. And then there are people outside, like the Halifa Salah. He graced my program.
Yes, I saw him in the pictures.
He's actually
I was like, wow.
my superstar. He's been my superstar for the longest time. This guy is like a legend as far as I'm concerned for the longest time. So I have many more. Like there's Chinua Achebe, who really affected me. Like his work really affected me in great ways, because thanks to him I loved proverbs.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
He's good at those proverbs,
African proverbs. He wrote lots of them in his books, and I tend to get inspired just reading them. You know, and I have many more role models. You know, like they're not African per se, like C.S. Lewis per se.
Yes.
I look at, he's not alive, sorry. But then, thanks to him, I started writing. So, you know, these guys are out there and they're doing magic and they don't even know sometimes. They just be their kind and they're changing the world in their own way. Those are all role models for me. Yes.
That's why the saying goes that you should be careful what you do, especially when you're a person up there, because you never know who you're inspiring. I'm sure you are also inspiring
so many times
a generation.
Oh, okay.
You are inspiring a generation. You're inspiring people. I am a woman, I'm a girl like you, and I wish I could do what you're doing. I would aspire to be like you and do what you're doing, because I think that you are amazing. So there's something I didn't ask. Literature, is it in your family? Does somebody in your family write? Your mom, your dad? Like, is it in your family anywhere?
My mom, my dad, my grandparents I've seen, they mostly narrate.
Yes.
They don't like sit down and write, say, because they probably didn't go to school. But literature is something I know I started in my family, because I was a kid and I love writing in English and Arabic, so I just write it down. Whatever comes to me, and I don't want to forget it. I want to be consistent when I'm narrating it. I write it down. Wow. That's how it's always been with me.
That's why the book is so meaningful in so many ways. It's not just a story. I think it defines a lot of things that our society dealt with or are still dealing with or dealing with secretly. So, you know, this is why the book, for me, I see products as just not products. You need to look at things in different perspectives, you know, so that is exactly what you're doing. I want to ask something as well. You mentioned something about graphics. Did you have any hand in the illustrations and the covers?
Yeah. I tend to just come up with, like, the idea is in my head, but this guy is always so good at bringing it on the paper. When I explain it to him, sometimes
That's very
I draw,
important.
but he's really good. So he's like my go-to guy every time I want to draw a cover. Like, I'm already thinking my next book, he's gonna be drawing the cover already. Yes.
Because the cover is as important as the content. Like, it has a lot of drama and all that. I love this. I love you already. We're gonna go for a short break. When we come back, we'll chat more to Aisha. Thank you. Aisha, so on life lessons, I'm sure you're an experienced young woman in your own way. Like, in any field, people go through trials and tribulations. It comes with the punches and the bruises. It makes you stronger. It makes you want to go harder and do better. What life lessons have you learned so far? I'm sure you're not old. I'm sure you're a young girl. But even for a young person, you know, you go through a lot in your life in your really tender age. What life lessons have you learned? Especially as a Gambian girl, doing what you're doing.
I know that since I was 13, I told me that I am gonna publish my book in a month. Every time I kept saying 2 months time, because the moment I was done with the last custodian, it was then a chosen one. I would tell my friends, you know, they would fight over the book. I'm like, don't do that. I need to publish this book like next month. I had friends who would tell me, hey, it takes longer. Like, do you know J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter? She went through hell before she was able to, like, when you go through her life history, that alone was educative to me, because I would disregard it as a kid. I'll be like, nah, mine will be out sooner. I won't have to hustle like that. But I was a kid then and I had no idea what it takes, but I went through a lot, and thanks to that, like, I'm where I am, because I actually went to Nigeria for publication reasons, but then I had lots of ups and downs. There are times when they would tell me, why in the world would they consider publishing my book when I'm not even Nigerian? You know, I would have someone promise to look into it, only for me to get turned down right when I follow up to ask if we're still gonna do the work together. So those were things that they were trials that not only hurt, but it was a very good experience for me. Like nothing comes easy. I remember crying till my pillow was very wet every time I get toned down. Like every time I'd listen to songs that are sad and make me feel more pathetic just to tell myself I need to give up. I used to tell me dreams were overrating. Like dream and to want to do something, they were overrating. I'd ask the guy upstairs why in the world he had to like give me this writing ability. Like why in the world do I have to, if I won't be able to show it to the world like countless times. So it was very trying. I went to Ghana, I went through the same thing. Like Ghana, I tried meeting, they wouldn't even want to meet me. Like I would show them the book, they were like, we have so many writers already, I don't know what you're doing here, you know. And these are places that I went believing, hey, these people, you know, they're into reading, so they will probably help. But then, well, let's say because they had their own people to worry more about. But I was thinking we're all Africans. This book was basically
same sub-region as well.
But I didn't mind. It was learning
curve for you.
It was. So I was okay with it. I would see them today and I'm like, I would thank them, you know, for that. I was stronger because it didn't bring me down. If anything, it made me go stronger. I went to different places. I went to Ivory Coast to have the book translated, but then there lots of ups and downs. Like I met someone specifically who kept saying like I would take my time, pay transport and go all the way to his place only for him to say come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow, until I ran out of time. I had to leave. But then it was all worth it because I think trials make someone better than what you expect. Because I had launched just the first one by my publisher, Majaga. I think I was frustrated to like I was to the limit. I wanted to self-publish that book, but then I met this lady. She passed away. Bless her soul. She just took in my book. She's a new publishing house that came in around 2013, and then she helped me. She was really good at this. She just saw my book and she was so impressed with what I did. She just took it to me. It got me wowed throughout. Like I was so surprised for her to just take it in. It was a three-piece book, like a trilogy, and we were supposed to work on all three. But then after we launched the first part, she passed away. So
bless her.
I had to start all over again, you know. But regardless, she was the one that put me out there. Thanks to her, I saw the experience and what you have to go through to get your own book out. Okay, but then after that, it took me a while to finally be able to tell myself, I'll do it on my own, you know, because if you don't get help from other people, it don't mean you have to give up. Because in the book it says you don't have to let being a slave stop you from becoming queen. So I was not gonna let that stop me. She passed away, bless her soul, but I'm still gonna fight on.
And I'm sure wherever she is, she's looking down on you, so proud.
Yeah, I'm very happy and lucky to have met her. She made my life very easy then. It wasn't always very easy for me because it's not. Publishing a book is something that it's easier said than done. It's like lots of work up and down. But once I was able to see that, I took it upon myself to launch the oath. It was all on me. I asked my family that I want to do this. It was right after I heard that news about the upcountries in one of the villages that some people actually killed each other regarding caste. Because, you know, I explained it to you.
Yes.
Early 2018.
That's great. That's fascinating.
Exactly. I'm like, it's still happening. That's it. I'm bringing this book out to let people know how people were living with this caste system back in the days. And that's how I finally made it work, you know. I found an editor. These books were already written and kept in my laptop and hard drives.
In your vault.
Yeah.
In your vault,
because I have 22 more of where this comes from.
You do?
I write.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just love writing, so it's basically what I do. So seeing that just inspired me to bring out this book. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just launch this book and let people know of like how our people used to be. They still be. They still are. So yeah, that's basically it. The trials are something that I would never forget. They helped in my journey in a way. It was hurtful then, but now I would think of them as a great experience. Because I learned a lot from those.
They anchor you down to what you're doing right now. So what are the lessons learned then?
Yeah, well, like I said, do not let being in a lower caste system stop you from whatever you want to do in the world, you know. You don't have to let, because people think that you're a slave, so you do what you want to do. Don't let them decide your fate for you, you know. If this is something you want to do, you just go for it. You don't just, you know, let people decide your fate for you. So the lesson learned here is, don't let being a caste system, low caste system, or anything else limit you from dreaming.
There's nothing like even lower class system, caste system. I don't even believe that.
It's even so complicated to pronounce.
To pronounce, yeah. It's just so condescending, I think.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Discriminating. I think people just try to get onto each other's nerve coming up with these things, but between me and you, we know we're all equal in front of God, so what else should matter? You do you, I'll do me. And I don't need you to tell me I shouldn't because some caste system or something can't. I don't think that should stop you.
It's very, very wrong. It's very wrong.
It is.
And that's where talented people like you come in. What do you think is a writer's role in a community? Where do you peg yourself? What difference do you think the power of the words that you have can make in society?
I'm thinking, if we're fighting this whole caste system now, okay, this is my quota, and I'm writing it down specifically to have youths of the future know of how we were, and how our ancestors were, because this is basically that.
Right.
I don't want them sitting and having to, because I'm not sure people do oral history anymore, like sit down and narrate stories. We don't do that anymore. I used to, as a kid, I used to listen to my grandma, and I would tell my younger sisters.
And those things are good. They form you. They're interesting.
Exactly. They're very good. I took most of my I got inspired to write most of my stories from those stories. You know, they tell you about your being, about where your people are from, where it all started. So I think writing to me is like to keep history of today, because say later in the future people don't know, people won't see what I'm saying, but when you read the book, it's like you're living it.
Right.
Yeah, so to me, that's my quota to the youths and everyone else.
Obviously, you're such an inspiring young lady. I'm just at awe with you. Sitting here listening to you, it's so interesting. You know, it's so sad this show at some point is going to end. I wish I could just take you home. But you inspire in your own way. What's that way? How do you inspire?
Yeah, well...
and who do you inspire?
I'm mostly there to inspire my siblings.
Okay.
Yeah. They are the reasons why I've always, like, when I come in and tell them I have a story, they want to know how it ends. So they will tell me, oh, this is nice. How do you do it? You know, I always look forward to that. I want to always be able to have them wowed and asking, hey, like, how is this going to end? They remember the name. Sometimes I just tell them from my head and they come and tell me things that I think I missed. So that's why writing is good for me. Like, whenever I see something I'm inspired by, I just write it down so I don't miss it. Writing is that important.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you say it with your mouth today, it's gone. You never get to say it. But once it's in a book, it's going to be there for as long as you want.
It's preserved.
Yes. And it's going to be online, so wherever you want to just look it up, you go and you find out a little something about our people and how we used to live. That to me is amazing. It's fascinating.
I think this is great for schools as well.
Yes, it is.
What do you think about that whole door opening for you for the school system? Because I think it's lacking. I went to school, probably you went to school, learning about other people's histories and cultures. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying you need to know those things to be able to know your way around the world. But you need to start from somewhere to involve these things in our school systems.
Exactly.
You need to know where you come from to know where you're going. What do you think about that?
I think it's a necessity for us to have African books in our libraries. I have been able to like I met people who are willing to buy for me to take to junior schools. You know, like, so that was really good. The first copy, and they pledged in again for the second time that they would want to have me distribute the books to school, like companies. So that to me is a good thing, because I got inspired by C.S. Lewis. He's not Gambian or African. No. Not that is a bad thing, bless his soul, because thanks to him, I'm where I am.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but I think it would be nice to find that person who would be like, this lady's book, I read them since I was a kid. I just love this guy.
Yeah.
She inspired me, or he inspired me. We should be having those kind of things.
Absolutely.
Instead of having foreign writers foreign writers in our. We should have African. We should have the foreign
Gambian
African
as well.
Yeah, Gambian
in our school systems.
In general, like when we have that kind of thing in our schools, then we don't have to worry about our tribe or cultures being forgotten, because you read that as a kid in school. I remember Nani. I remember what the British people did.
Exactly.
I would want to remember what our people did.
Exactly.
I would want to remember like what our long time ago people did. So that's why I think it's good if we have these books in schools.
Culturally, I think we're all responsible for these aspects of our culture and our life. And for our generation especially, there's a big shift in the culture and tradition. There's a big gap and shift that we suffer from, that we have.
Exactly.
Because I think when we look around, we don't even know what we're looking at. Because we're looking at other things and other places to identify it. And it's very confusing. That's why, I'm sorry, but this generation is kind of confused sometimes, I think, because we don't have maybe things set up there for us to identify with. Like, somebody would read this and identify with her or with him to a certain extent that, helps in the way that the society, lives and goes by. So I think this is very, very interesting. Aisha, I just want to have one final question with you before we go for a break. What class do you think this will go to in the school system? For what grade?
School, from grade 7. You can read this book and get to know most of our Sawoninke culture, like what we do back in the days. I think that's basically what this book is about.
That's an important age to start this.
Yes.
Yeah,
because that's when you're like getting to know the world. That's when I started writing. I think that's when I started seeing other people's culture instead of mine. So I think it would be a good time for kids, like a time in age. The kids those age should be able to read it and get to know a little something about us.
Right, because I saw a big turnout in your event as well. I saw kids and like teenagers and the youths there to support you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of rooting for you. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll chat some more to Aisha. Thank you. So Aisha, this is the part I call It's Personal. Obviously, we've chatted to you for some time now, and we've gotten to know you, and we've gotten to know about the book and the luncheon. But we want to know you personally still. I want to know you personally still. Tell us in few words. You're a writer, so I'm sure you're artistic in your own way when it comes to wording and stuff. I just want you, for this part of the show, to tell me if you were to talk to the 10 or 15-year-old Aisha, sitting where you are right now, she's right in front of you, what are you going to tell her?
Okay. I'll be like, hey, girl. Yeah, so many things to tell that girl. I mean, she was confused, insecure, so many things. But I would like to tell her that, like, I thank her for whatever she did. Like, because of her,
You're gonna make me cry. Do you need like a box of tissue or something?
I don't know. I'm like, I'll be so emotional for stuff, and I'm like, hey, you. So, whatever you're gonna be facing later on, you should just like face it head on, okay? Because nothing is gonna stop you from being me. Because we did this. We are here because we did this together. So don't ever let whatever trouble you have in the future get in the way. Yes?
Yes.
I wish I was seeing her.
Yeah, I know. You see, she's there. You see her. You can visualize her. And there's so many kids like that.
Yeah.
Right now. There's so many girls like that. There's so many boys like that that have interest in writing, that have interest in doing things. In whatever you're doing, I think it's in our society sometimes to just kind of disbelieve you. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, people kind of find some things very outrageous. Like, for example, me, when I started wanting to go into fashion and modeling, everybody told me, the kind of family you come from, why would you gonna be a model? Why would you be a designer? Well, designing what? Why would you do that? It was my dream, and I believed in it, and I'm living it.
It's awesome.
You know, and I'm happy. I can't see myself doing anything else than this.
Exactly.
So to all those youths and girls and people, even the people who are as grown as us or older than us, that still have books and things packed somewhere because they don't believe in themselves enough to even grab a pen and start writing things because it's not there. What do you want to say to them? Because you're a success story, I think, and I know you have a long way to go.
I do. I would like to tell them, I don't know, it's gonna be hard to convince them to never give up because trust me, what I went through, I can't believe I'm here. So I would like to tell them that, like, once you have a passion for something, you don't have to give it all up. Once you have like when you have when someone beats you down and when troubles come onto you anyhow, when you have lots of ups and downs, you should face them head on. But then, if it's not possible, cry about it, say about a month or two, and then get right back into it. I think that's how you can get there because it's not gonna be easy. It's like a very hard. I am still facing it. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm good. I'm happy with me, but I'm still facing some trouble. So it's not gonna be an easy journey. It's the determination that will keep you there. You have to be determined, and the passion has to be there. When you lose your passion and desire, go look for it because it's who you are. I am me because of my dreams. I've been like 15 years old. I've been wanting this. I didn't think it would take this long, but it did. But regardless, I am happy where I am because I was able to do what I want, and everybody could see it like I wanted. So I would just want to advise people, like those that have a passion or a dream for writing, do not give up. Plus, people like us that have the platform now, we're gonna be like helping you out. I'm planning to open an online bookstore on my website. So that would encourage girl writers, like ladies that are writing, or even guys. African, we have so much to write that it will take more than our lifetime to feel. African history is so
rich, yes.
You know, and so many things to write about. It will take more than your lifetime to write it down. So do not give up because of it. We have so many things that our kids would want to see, our grandkids would want to see. So don't give up, man. Just
don't give up, man. I like that. That was like so like, yes.
Don't.
I like that, you know. So far, how has the response been in terms of the buying and the patronizing, obviously, especially from the Gambia here and outside? Has it been what you expected? And first of all, even your experience in Gambia, because you talked about publishing, finding it difficult to publish things.
Hard,
What about here? Do we have a good publishing system?
We do. There's Fuladu and there is Baobab. There are many publishers. It's just sometimes you can't afford to get them to do your book, because the charges they ask for. You know, publishers are supposed to take in your book and give you what they have, but I don't think we have publishing houses that are willing to do that. Usually they just they're mostly in for taking somebody's project because the person requested for it, print it for you, edit it for you because you requested, but you pay them instead of them paying you. So we're not on that level yet. Yes. So self-publication is basically what you would have to resort to.
What does that mean, self-publication?
It's like you're the one publishing your book yourself. Yes. So a company is not doing it for you. Like me, I had a publishing house. She was new. She had a publishing house. She came in, took my book, and launched everything on her own. Didn't ask me for a dime. Yes. And she was gonna give me.
That's the lady that passed, right? Yeah.
She was gonna give me my quota once she's done selling. So we don't have. I don't think, even if we do, it's not that rampant. It's not there yet. You can only make it by self-publication. We're looking forward to like maybe seeing a publishing house that will come in to see talent, because I know we have talent. Our youths, there's talent lying everywhere. It's just because we're not encouraged. So we should take that initiative. Like us that are already here, we should take that initiative and like open a bookstore, online bookstore. If Gambians are not that into reading, like you can get it online. People outside, I'm gonna be honest with you, people outside are more interested in reading this book than my own people. You know, like my friends would come in to patronize me.
How did you happen to know that?
I just do, because I've seen demands outside. Like I've received so many mails in my email, like so many people asking me, how can I get it? I want to know this about this book. You wrote, you know, they even know details about my book that some of my buyers don't. So to me, I just know that out there, wow, we have a very good audience there. So putting your book online is a way of encouraging the youths. To me, this online bookstore would create wonders, because you would get to see someone read your book and give you feedback. That feeling is so amazing.
Rewarding,
when someone tells you like how he or she thinks about your book, how it affected him, you know, that it's more than rewarding. There should be a better word for it. I think rewarding is an understatement. I used to be frustrated sometimes, so frustrated. Like when I'm on my sales and I'm still not able to get, like I said, we're still going through challenges. When I'm not able to get the monies that I like distributed the books for. So when I get a feedback, just one, it makes my day.
Yes.
Somebody just texts, Aisha, I just read your book. Oh my God, what happens from here? Because the first one left them in suspense. Everyone wanted to know.
What's going to happen
seriously,
next?
what's going to happen? Why do you have to do that? I was in the middle of feeling something and you just spoil everything. That alone just makes my day. You tell me that and I'm all smiles the whole day. I'm like, you know what? You just made my day. Wherever you are, just take a photo and send it to me, please. I want to see you for making me feel this good.
Right.
You know? So this is what writing is about. I think this is why I write feedback. It's true, finance is very necessary, but the feedback makes it count.
It's important, yes.
Makes it, you know, what every trouble you went through. So that's why I'm gonna get this online bookstore open soon.
Yeah, you should.
And these Gambian writers, you better ready. You'll be seeing me soon knocking on your door. What are you doing hiding your book there? Bring it out so the whole world can see it.
Yeah, we need that. We need that, you know. How do you find time to write? What time do you write? Do you write early in the morning? Do you write late at night? Because you work in the bank, like seriously, like how do you find the time to do this?
Yeah, you know, bank times are like, they're consistent. They tell you it's Monday to Friday, and it's, you know, there are times when it's more, and then you have to like really do more than usual. But you know, when I'm not doing that, I'm writing.
Okay.
So imagine whenever I'm not banking, I'm writing. We're talking about whether or not I go out. My going out is opening my laptop. It's like I'm already out reading my because I'm
lost in your own world.
Yeah,
you're
physically writing everything I saw on the road and leaving it. That to me is going out. I'm outing. That's fun to me. But my friends say it's boring. I get it. But it's fun. Writing, I find it very. It's like a hobby. I love doing it. So I don't find the time challenging. I write almost I write anytime I'm not banking, I'm writing. So it's great. I love it.
It's been so amazing. I just want you to do one thing for me. I have something on the show that's called Live in Your Mac. I want you to leave your Mac for me. You were here. It's been amazing. I enjoyed this so much, and I'm sure people love this, and you have a huge following, and your book is doing amazing, and it's gonna do better. Just quickly, like, what's next? When do we expect you to launch something else, like another book? Do you have something like him?
I had given my word that every year from now on, since I have 22 huge books like this, like seriously, why should they be kept in my laptop?
Start working, girl.
Every year I should just be getting one out. My next will be Abominated. I already decided, and my mark is to like thank you people. Mostly you, especially specifically for reaching out to me. It's an honor to be your first guest.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for being here, for the timing, and just, you know, helping out with everything, your support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is an opportunity that I would never forget about. Oley, thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Yeah? I'm so happy.
This is a great show. I am so comfortable. You're so warm towards me, all of you. I feel like I'm at home.
You're home. This is your home, and feel free to come back anytime. Whatever you have going on, let us know. We're here to support you 100%.
That's really nice.
Yeah, we're here because we believe in you, and we know you're gonna go places, and this is just the beginning for you. And I'm sure people are looking forward to all the amazing things you're gonna be doing. Yeah. Until next time, Gambia, this was Aisha Jawara. Go support her, buy her books, promote her. Let's promote our own. She's doing so amazing, and everybody should be just out there rooting for her and supporting what she's doing, because she's doing it for her, but she's doing it for all of us. Until next time, thank you. I'm Ndye Oley Taal.